Speaking of injuries, Patrick Mahomes neck injury. They're saying could be a
Yeah, he has
concussion.
a concussion as well. Okay, and the Browns should have won that game.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda. They had their chances.
I've always hated that fumbling into the end zone rule.
Oh yeah, always.
It just that never made sense to me that the other team gets it automatically.
I mean, it's just a rule.
But I just don't feel like how does you can fumble anywhere else on the field and the ball goes out of bounds and it's like, oh, it's your ball still. But in the end zone it flips over to the other team.
Right. I mean, that's always been the rule.
No, I know it's always been the rule, but you're like just over the years watching football and the rare occurrence that happens, it always makes me very upset. I feel like wherever the player fumbled the ball, that's where the ball should be spotted.
Possibly, but it just makes people be more careful on the goal line.
Yeah.
It's just
But
recently.
also, a problem, I had a bigger problem with that play too, because there was helmet-to-helmet contact on the play.
Pat McAfee had a defensive back, Buckner, on the podcast today. And he was talking about it's just like he liked the no call, obviously, because he's a defender. But at the same time, it's just like he was going with his shoulder and just the way the wide receiver turns. On the goal line, it's so hard to try and get your head out of the way because it's such a bang-bang play. Good on the defender for making the play. That's the thing no one's talking about because they're talking about the helmet-to-helmet. But he had a hustle to get to that tackle.
But, if he doesn't get hit helmet-to-helmet there, I don't think he fumbles it.
Maybe. My thing is, it's a new thing the last couple of years, is people, diving for that pylon as often as they do. That used to be like a fourth quarter game on the line move. Now everyone does it no matter what if you're close.
Yeah.
So it's like that's just I like the rule as it is because there has to be a risk reward situation because otherwise you're just giving the offense another unfair advantage.
I don't think what if they did the ball gets spotted at the 20-yard line but that team still gets the ball. 1st and 10 or whatever down they were at. Maybe it depends on the situation.
So you're saying they fumble into the end zone, they have to take it back to the 20?
Yeah.
Offense keeps the ball. Pass.
Really?
So it's a 20-yard penalty because you fumbled forward?
Mm-hmm.
If anything, it should be even more egregious. Give the defending team that didn't fumble 200 points.
No, that is ridiculous.
It's an automatic forfeit by the offense.
No.
Doesn't matter if it's the Super Bowl or preseason. Everyone has to go home because one team couldn't take care of the football.
No, I just think the defense did nothing to get the ball back. They didn't recover it.
Right. No, I see both sides of it. I really do.
Yeah.
And if they want to change the rule, I'm really okay with it because it honestly doesn't come into play very often.
No, yeah.
But my thing is we've taken so much away from the defense already. It's almost impossible to play defense.
Or what they should do is, if they don't change it that way, anytime a ball goes out of bounds from a fumble, it should just be given to the defense.
Okay. Yeah, you know what? I'll do that.
I need some balance with the rule. It doesn't make sense why in that one occurrence it switches to the other team.
No, like I said, I don't think they're going to change it. They would have changed it by now. It does suck that the dog pound with those 7 points wins the game. Yeah. But you got to give it to Kansas City. Mahomes goes out and you still hold it together for the win.
Yeah.
Chad Henne.
Well, Patrick Mahomes isn't that good. Let's get that out there.
That is not something this podcast agrees on.
First off, he has very good talent on that offense that helps him. Second, this is going to get very technical. If you have your defensive ends, as opposed to running at an angle to collapse the pocket, if they run straight, go past the tackles and run straight, because of how deep in the pocket Patrick Mahomes gets, the tackles can't protect him. So they run straight and then go in. then you get pressure on him, and he doesn't have time to make the passes that he makes.
No one's perfect, Marco, but I'm pretty sure if it was as simple as that, there would be a defense in the NFL that would have done it by now.
The Patriots have done it. They've done it consistently. And then the past 4 or 5 games of the season, every team has been doing it on him, and he's had very mediocre games. The past 5, 6 games.
I don't know, man. His numbers are down, but that's part of playing quarterback in the NFL, man. People are going to adjust to you.
Since week 10, he's been ranked 10th in the NFL.
Right, but I mean, just for the example, because the one I know the most about, Tom Brady. If you have those same defensive ends you're talking about, rush the middle, collapse the pocket from the middle.
Tom
Brady's numbers go way down.
He hasn't even been that great.
I think you're insane.
Okay, let's see.
The best quarterbacks in the league, and you're just nope.
Hold on. Give me my chance. He doesn't win 6 Super Bowls if it wasn't for Bill Belichick. I'm a Patriots fan, not a Brady fan, though.
You can take the Super Bowls out of it. I'm just looking at his deep balls this year. The way he is still sharp at 43 years old.
Yeah, he's just throwing a ball.
What do you think? He's doing way more than that, for the record. His audibles at the line. He is completely responsible for that run game.
Hold on.
You got to realize every time he checks out of the run.
Too. Do you know the difference between what has been happening on that team since about November that wasn't happening before November? Bruce Arians stopped trying to call his playbook and let Brady just run the New England offense in Tampa.
So I think you simplified it too much. I did hear that Brady is calling more plays, but they did not push the ball anywhere like that down in New England, ever.
They couldn't do that because they never had deep threats, but when Brady could do a play-action play and throw it downfield in New England, he would. Due to the offense that he has in Tampa, he's able to do it more consistently because those guys are able to get open downfield more often because they just have the speed. New England never had that speed. The only time they ever had it really was with Randy Moss and Brandon Cooks. That was it.
So what you're confusing with the New England offense and the Brady offense, they're the same thing. You're not a quarterback in that offense for 20 years, and it doesn't become your offense.
No, I know.
So,
but that offense...
Yeah, they took Tampa's offense, which is a lot more run and gun, and then they just put a little more finesse behind it. So you've combined Bruce Arians' offense with Tampa Bay style with Tom Brady New England style. You can't just say this is Bill Belichick's offense.
It is Bill Belichick, Brady's offense just in Tampa Bay. I see no Bruce Arians influence on it at all right now.
The risk it to get a biscuit, deep ball. I'm sorry, man. If you watch these games in
no.
Brady never throws these balls.
The reason why it's not risking it, Arians would just have him throw it. Brady is doing manipulation on the defense that causes these guys to get open.
Yeah, because he's great.
Because he's doing what Belichick taught him.
I mean, you're going to hold that against him? You're going to say he's not great because he learned something in 20 years?
No, I'm not saying I'm not saying he's not great. Aaron Rodgers is better.
I mean, you could make the argument, but you're simplifying these guys. How dare they learn from a coach? How dare they change lines?
How dare he doesn't learn from his Tampa Bay coach?
I think it's a new offense. I think it's finally clicking.
I don't think it's a new offense clicking. I think he just changed it into New England culture down there. That's all he did.
I mean, it's not. You can't just halfway through the season be we're running this offense.
No,
starting now and then have success.
I think he slowly was influencing it over time, and then because you saw in the beginning half of the season they would do a 50-50 split. Eventually, they just changed it all to Brady.
Agree to disagree, but you can't just change your offense mid-season, get everyone on board, and just say, "Hey, we're running this new offense." It's an oversimplification.
I think you can.
And I don't know, man. I've watched the Patriots for 20 years. You've watched them for a long time. This Tampa Bay offense is a lot more explosive. It's a lot more big play oriented.
Because they have speed on their team.
Oh, I'm not disagreeing.
Some of the Patriots haven't had.
They pretty much, and correct me if you disagree, the Tampa Bay right now has 3 number 1 wide receivers.
Yes, they do.
Evans, Godwin, and Brown. Straight up, Brown was supposed to be the number 1 for Vegas last year. Evans has been the number 1 since his rookie year. And you put Godwin on, I'd say, 16 different teams in the league, he's the number 1.
Yeah.
He just has durability issues.
Yeah.
So you look at their tight ends. Gronk is having a really good year, especially for having 1 year off. You look at Brate. Brate could easily be a starter on other leagues. And then, honestly, kudos to them for having everyone buy in.
Yeah.
To have that much star power.
The reason they bought in, though, is because Brady went there.
Agreed.
They were getting too many phone calls for people to go play with them.
Oh, I'm sure. You got to think Clay Matthews didn't have a team this year.
Yeah.
He could have easily hopped on board. There's a lot of guys that were ring chasing when Brady was in New England.
Yeah.
And that was the biggest drop off this year with talent on the Patriots, besides the one sitting out.
The crazy part is Bruce Arians said the Tampa Bay GM should be executive of the year or something. It's how? They signed Tom Brady.
I see what you're saying with the ring chasers, but besides that, man, he had this team built last 2-3 years before Brady got there. Evans, Godwin.
Yeah.
Ronald Jones is not getting enough credit because Leonard Fournette's there.
Oh, yeah.
Who's getting paid by another team to play in the championship game this Sunday.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because Fournette's really talented, don't get me wrong, but I watched a lot of the games. Ronald Jones is just a beast.
Oh, yeah.
Beginning of the year, they tried to make it seem like he was the pass-catching back. Not at all. This guy is huge. And he's got, I don't know if you saw a couple of his breakaway runs later in the season. He just bust out 60 yards like it's nothing.
Oh, no, I know. Yeah, no, he's good.
But I don't know. I think it's going to be a good game on Sunday. But the advantage might go to the Packers.
I think it's going to be Packers-Bills. Packers win the Super Bowl. Cements Aaron Rodgers as the GOAT.
I mean, I love me some Aaron Rodgers, don't get me wrong, and that Packers team's fun to watch. I think the advantage goes to them on Sunday.
Then I get to wear my cheese head.
Is it an authentic one?
Yes.
But Green Bay is going to be cold on Sunday. You're taking a team from Florida, putting them into Green Bay. Yeah, Tom Brady might have to dust off his winter gear.
Oh, dust off his winter gear? Or how does a 43-year-old stay that warm? He's got no insulation at that point.
Avocado ice cream.
Oh, yes, because that keeps you warm.
I don't know. 20 years in New England, I'm pretty sure he can remember how to play in the snow.
I don't know. He looked pretty rough in the cold last year. Past couple of years, he looked pretty rough in the cold.
I like how you want to blame him and not the team. In a team sport, you just want to blame him. I
just don't want to give him too much credit in a team sport.
I'm not going to be upset no matter who wins is coming out of the NFC at this point, but it's just I'm still rooting for Brady. I can't do it. Can't root against him.
Oh no, you can root against him.
And honestly,
I've been proving that.
I think the Bills are an awesome team to watch too.
I have nothing against him. He's the GOAT until after this year.
I like how you keep calling everyone the GOAT. You have too many goats.
No. Do you want to know who the real GOAT of football is?
What position?
Tight end.
The GOAT of tight ends or the GOAT of all NFL players?
Of all NFL players.
Current or all time?
All time.
All-time greatest player, and you're saying it's a tight end?
Yep.
It has to be Gronk.
Yes. Yeah.
He's a great tight end, don't get me wrong, but man, look at what Travis Kelce's doing.
Travis Kelce is nowhere near Gronk.
If he keeps it playing like he is, he will be.
Travis Kelce cannot block.
Disagree wholeheartedly.
He cannot block.
He can block fine.
No, he cannot. I've seen him get blown up by the defensive end multiple times. He can't pass block to save his life. The only time he has a chance is if he's run blocking, and most of the time he barely gets the run block off, and that's only because he's attacking initially.
Oh, no, don't get me wrong. Gronk is superior blocker for sure. I'm just thinking about like...
Gronk was also a superior pass catcher and stuff. He just had too many injuries.
Yeah, no, I'm not holding anything against Gronk. I love me Gronk. Especially his prime years. You got to remember, Gronk's only 30 as well.
Yeah. But prime
so he's
Gronk,
got a few more years.
Prime Gronk, greatest player of all time.
But then you have to look like Gronk refuses to play with anyone but Tom Brady.
Yeah.
If Jimmy Graham stays with Drew Brees, Jimmy Graham's the first ballot Hall of Famer. So can we say the same if Gronk goes to a different team?
Oh, I think Gronk would be utilized pretty well in another team.
Really? Because he got traded to Detroit and decided to retire instead. So sounds like he isn't too comfortable with it.
Would you want to play for Detroit?
How dare you? No one wants to play for Detroit.
Exactly.
I'm just saying. It's so tough saying who's the best because it's such an arbitrary thing. And then Terrell Owens, again, not to keep talking about the Pat McAfee show on our podcast, but Terrell Owens was on, and he was just talking about like what his numbers could have been if he had like a consistent quarterback.
Yeah.
And it's a fair point.
Yeah.
Not everyone gets that. But they were saying Patrick Mahomes might also have a broken toe.
Who cares about a toe? Cut it off.
Well, he's very mobile.
Cut it off.
So between the concussion and the broken toe, he could be at half.
Yeah, I just don't want them to win a Super Bowl.
I don't either, but there's a difference between what I want and what I think.
Yeah.
I think the Chiefs, if Patrick Mahomes plays, I think the Chiefs are going to beat him in a shootout. Just because they've been there before.
I don't want the Bills to win either.
It's so weird because the Bills coming out of our division, like I shouldn't enjoy watching them play. But my thing is like the Patriots were so bad this year, I can't even consider it like a slap in the face. It's literally like night and day. Like we weren't even competitive.
It's just because of one person I don't want the Bills to win. But
someone you know personally? Or a player?
No. No to a person I know personally. No, it's just it's not even a player. It's just an internet personality, I think.
You don't even know?
I don't know. I saw it on Twitter and it made me upset. I was like, I hope the Bills don't win.
Now here's the thing: if the Bills go to the Super Bowl and lose, you got to remember they lost like 4 Super Bowls in a row in the 90s.
Didn't they go to the Super Bowl like 2 years in a row, or 3 years in a row and lose?
It was like 3. I think it was 4 out of 5 they went and lost.
Yeah.
There's a really good documentary. It's like the Falls of Buffalo.
Yeah.
Play on words because Niagara Falls, and it's just like so. Again, you lose the Super Bowl, no one cares.
Mm-hmm.
You just ran into the buzzsaw of the Dallas Cowboys of the 90s. So you're essentially the second best team every year, and no one talks about them.
Yeah.
So you got to think this could be what, the 5th or 6th Super Bowl in a row the Bills lost just going there. That would be devastating for them. But I'm looking to go forward to the games on Sunday. Should be a good time.
I won't watch any of them.
It's a little hurtful.
I don't know what I'll do.
Maybe work on my croquet shot.
No, I think I'm going to start practicing darts, become a world champion.
It's worth a shot. Maybe finally clean that bathroom at the gym.
Every time I play, I miss the board and hit the wall.
Because in 3 or 5 years, when bars become a thing again, you'll be ready.
Yep. Although my shot gets wider every time.
Where are you playing all this darts?
I have a magnetic board at my dad's house.
You're a madman, DiNicola. A madman indeed.
Last time I played was like 4 years ago.
All right. Well, on that note,